Because of your kindness, I will grant you one wish. Ask for anything." Without thinking twice, Olama knelt and begged, "Please make my lover Uchi rich so we can marry." The goddess frowned. "What if he becomes rich and abandons you?" Once upon a time, there lived a beautiful young girl named Olama. She was 26 years old, the only daughter of her parents, and her father was the chief of the village. Olama was loved by everyone. She greeted people with smiles, helped the old, and was never proud. Whenever she went to the stream with her clay pot, children and elders all blessed her name. But in that same village lived a man called Uche, 32 years old. Uche was the total opposite of Olama. He was poor, lazy and careless. He never worked hard, and the whole village mocked him. No woman wanted to marry him. They laughed at him, saying, "What can this lazy man give a wife? Nothing but hunger." Yet Olama saw something different. She saw his heart and not his pockets. One day, Uche gathered courage and told Olama that he loved her. To everyone's surprise, Olama accepted his love. She later introduced him to her father, but the chief shook his head and said, "This man is poor and lazy. My daughter cannot suffer in marriage. If he wants to marry you, he must first become a rich and hardworking man." Olama was heartbroken. She went to Uche and told him what her father had said. Uche sighed and replied sadly, "Olama, I have tried everything, but nothing works for me. Maybe I was not meant to be rich." The two lovers wept together, but Olama, with her gentle heart, said, "Don't worry, my love. I will find a way. We must marry, no matter what." The very next day, Olama went to fetch water. At the riverbank, she saw an old woman sitting weak and thirsty. The woman begged, "My daughter, please give me water to drink." Olama quickly filled her calabash and gave it to her. The old woman drank and smiled, saying, "No girl has ever shown me such kindness." Suddenly, the old woman transformed into a goddess. Her voice echoed like thunder. "Because of your kindness, I will grant you one wish. Ask for anything." Without thinking twice, Olama knelt and begged, "Please make my lover Uchi rich so we can marry." The goddess frowned. "What if he becomes rich and abandons you?" But Olama shook her head. "No, I trust him with my life. Uchi will never betray me." The goddess warned, "I will grant your wish, but if Uchi betrays you and you cry all night, his riches will vanish and he will fall lower than before." Olama agreed. The goddess gave her a white powder and said, "Touch his palm with this, and his fortune will change." Olama returned home, and the next day she secretly touched Uchi's palm with the powder. The following morning, Uchi went to his farm and was shocked. His crops, which were dying, had grown overnight, green and plentiful. His traps were filled with the biggest animals. Day by day, Uchi's life changed. He became wealthy beyond imagination. People from nearby villages came to buy his goods. Soon, he was the richest man in the land. But Olama kept her secret. She went to him and said, "My love, now that you are rich, let us marry." But Uchi only smiled and said, "Not now, I am too busy." Later, Olama waited patiently, but soon she noticed changes. What happened next will blow your mind. Watch out for part 2. Don't forget to follow, like, share, and drop your thoughts in the comments so you don't miss the continuation of this story.